All right, I've had a few questions on 6.3, solving systems using elimination. So we're going to go ahead and talk about those. The first question I get was number 6, which is this problem right here. So first off, remember we want to get the same number but different signs in front of either our x or our y. So I'm looking at this x right here, and I see that I have an 8 and a negative 4. And if I multiply that negative 4 by 2, it will equal 8. So I'm going to go ahead and just take this top equation and multiply everything in that equation by 2. So 2 times negative 4 is negative 8x. 5 times 2 is going to be positive 10y. And that equals 0 times 2, which is 0. Now I haven't done anything to the second equation, so I'm just going to recopy it. 8x minus 10y equals 0. If I add these two equations together, I have negative 8x plus 8x, which is 0, so the x's cancel. I have 10y minus 10y, which is 0, so the y's cancel. And I end up with 0 equals 0. Now my x's and y's have both canceled, so what does that mean? Well, in this case, since 0 equals 0 is a true statement, I can say that that means that we have infinitely many solutions, which I can't spell. Sorry. So if we have infinitely many solutions, basically what that means is this is the same line. If we had ended up with a statement that wasn't true, for example, perhaps we had that 5 equals 0, which of course we know 5 doesn't equal 0, that would have been no solution, meaning the lines are parallel and will never cross. Okay, the next one someone asked me about is number 7, so we're going to go ahead and look at number 7. I'm looking here at 7, and I don't think really x's or y's, neither of them is saying to me that they'll be easier. So let's go ahead and get rid of the y's since they already have different signs. So I'm going to take my top equation and multiply it by 10. I'm going to take my bottom equation and multiply it by 7. 10 times 2 is 20x. 7 times 10 is positive 70y. And that equals negative 8 times 10, which is negative 80. On the bottom, I have 7 times 7, which is 49x. 7 times negative 10 is negative 70y. And that equals negative 28 times 7, which, if I type that in my calculator, I'm getting negative 196. If I add these two equations together, 20 plus 49 is 69x. 70y minus 70y is 0. And that equals negative 196 minus 80, which I'm getting is negative 276 when I put it in my calculator. Now I can go ahead and divide on both sides by 69. Which will give me, typing that in my calculator, which will give me that x equals negative 4. Well, once I know that x equals negative 4, I can plug back into one of these two equations to figure out what the y is. I'm going to go ahead and use the top equation because the numbers are a little smaller. So I have 2 times my x number, which was negative 4, plus 7y equals negative 8. Well, 2 times negative 4 is negative 8, plus 7y equals negative 8. If I add the 8 over to the other side, I get that 7y equals 0. Then, if I divide on both sides by 7, well, 0 divided by 7 is still 0, so I get that my y coordinate is 0. So my final answer then is negative 4 for the x and 0 for the y. Okay, the last problem I'm going to talk about here is number 8. And here on number 8, I'm thinking let's go ahead and get rid of the x's. So to get rid of the x's, I'm going to have to multiply my top equation by 5, which will give me a 10 in front of my x. And if I multiply my bottom equation by negative 2, that will give me a 10 in front of that x as well. So on my top equation, 5 times negative 2x is negative 10x. 5 times negative 3 is negative 15y. And that equals 5 times negative 4, which is negative 20. On my bottom equation, negative 2 times negative 5 is positive 10x. Negative 2 times negative 10y is positive 20y. And that equals negative 15 times negative 2, which is 30. If I add these two equations together, negative 10x plus 10x is 0, so that will cancel. Negative 15y plus 20y is positive 5y, and that equals negative 20 plus 30, which is positive 10. If I divide on both sides by 5, I get that y equals 2. Well, now that I know that y equals 2, I can go ahead and solve for the x. And I'm going to go ahead and choose this top equation because I like that the numbers are a little smaller. So I have negative 2x minus 3 times my y number, which is 2, equals negative 4. Well, negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So I have negative 2x minus 6 equals negative 4. I can add the 6 over to the other side, which gives me that negative 2x equals negative 4 plus 6 is positive 2. And then last but not least, if I divide on both sides by negative 2, I get that x equals negative 1. So my x value is negative 1, and my y value is 2, and this is my final answer. So hopefully that helps. Thanks for watching.